I want to begin this segment by making the claim digital technology will change how society conceives rationality and truth. Now, in order to make such a claim, I must first define the term digital technology. According to Sandeep, Kautish and Guneet, Kuar, the authors of AI-enabled Agile Internet of Things for Sustainable FinTech Ecosystems, in Chapter 6, digital technology refers to the use of advanced information and communication technology to collect, store, analyze, and share physical information and market information in each link of the product value chain, providing important technical support for innovation in various fields. Now we can see this applies to social media, to the Google search platforms that we use, the different search engines, our laptops, our computers, all the things that we use to gain information out of the outside world. Now, as we can see from this definition, digital technology was founded on the belief that it would inspire innovation in various fields, not to be stuck where it is, but to be applied to real life. Now, having that in mind, the purpose of this presentation is to inspire the restoration of logical functionality to the manipulation of data, what we're doing on the internet, forsaking mere entertainment for learning and experience in the real world. Again, using the word applying rather than being stuck in an endless cycle of mere consumption. Now, seeing the use of this medium, digital technology, and mediums at large, how they affect how we perceive the truth at its core, the evidence, the context in front of us. I want to quote from Neil Postman from his book, Amusing Ourselves to Death. In Chapter 2, on page 18, he says, "Every medium of communication I am claiming as resonance, for resonance is metaphor writ large. Whatever the original and limited context of its use may have been, a medium has the power to fly far beyond that context into new and unexpected ones. Because of the way it directs us to organize our minds and integrate our experience of the world, it imposes itself on our consciousness and social institutions in myriad forms. It sometimes has the power to become implicated in our concepts of piety, goodness, or beauty. It is always implicated in the way we define and regulate our ideas of truth." So I can take the truth, according to what Postman is saying here, I can take the truth that's right in front of me. For example, you can't see the chair I'm sitting on, but the chair that I'm sitting on, I know for a fact I can sit on it because I am. It's holding my weight. I know I can trust it. I know I can trust its integrity. Now, what the media can do, what the digital technology can do, is to expound on that. The scholars online can tell me how that chair was made, where that chair came from, what different engineering can be done to improve that. And not only can they explain it, but they can take the concept of chair and move it to other ways of thinking, to other fields that may transform it into something entirely new. And we can see this pattern. We can see this pattern of technology improving different functions, different virtues, different core principles and truths back to the printing press. Postman says in chapter 3 of Amusing Ourselves to Death, on page 32, that it is to be understood that the Bible was the central reading matter in all households. For these people were Protestants who shared Luther's belief that printing was God's highest and extremest act of grace, whereby the business of the gospel is driven forward. So we can see back to Martin Luther, the Protestant reformer, that we can see the innovation, the work that technology does, back down to religion, to some foundational aspects of society, that the Bible was taken from a note-taking form, a small, very limited form that only the elites had, to a widespread thing. Now people have books in their home library that they can read daily and grasp in their hands because of what happened centuries ago. From these advancements happened from the foundation, the institution, the establishment of human thought itself. Now, you can take something, a medium like digital media, like digital technology, and you can have the reverse effect, like I've said, and turn it into mere entertainment. It can remove you. It can turn what you're viewing into not a reflection of what's actually happening, or something that expounds on what's actually happening, but a fantasy altogether. William Wyler, a German-American film director, despised the idea of an isolationist U.S. in World War II. Through his piece, Mrs. Miniver, a film that he produced in 1942, he directed, he proposed purposeful propaganda in order to reveal to the comforted, the stuck-up American public the strains, the realities of European daily life. Now, according to the book Citizens of London by Lynn Olson, in chapter 14 through pages 236 237, it says he came to regard Mrs. Miniver as little more than a sugar-coated, idealized portrait of the conflict. It only scratched the surface of the war, he remarked. Years later, Wyler declared that for him, the war, with all its horror and heroism, had been an escape into reality. Therefore, you can see that so people in the media, people who produce information, the news writers go out into the world to bring the facts back to people who can't, the people who don't, so they can understand, have a grasp of what's happening. Now, being a film director, Wyler found that though he tried to use his filmmaking to reveal certain things, he found even in his most valiant efforts, he failed. And that the war itself, World War II itself, as bloody and horrible as it was refreshing as an escape into reality, which unfortunately should not be what's happening. Because we should always remember to use digital technology as a tool. It will form different opinions about the truth. It will change of how we conceptualize rationality and truth, for better or for worse. And we need to continue to use it as an instrument, not as an antagonizing weapon. So you might be sitting here on your couch or on your laptop, just watching me online, but I would encourage you, don't take what I'm saying and leave it here. Take it in your communities. Reveal the information that you suck in every day is not meant to just be consumed. It's meant to be spit back out into the world, to change it, to make it better, to inspire innovation in whatever field you may find yourself in.